Hello and welcome back to New World. So InZOI just got its biggest update yet. Not only did we get creator ZOI items and also build mode items, we got gameplay fixes and the introduction of cheats and the mod kit. So there are tons of things that we're about to talk about in this video. I'm not about to waste any of you guys' time with this intro. Make sure you guys hit the like, comment, and subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more content from me. I also want to give a special thanks to Crafton and the InZOI team for me being able to play this update early and get this video out for you guys to showcase some of the things that we want. Of course, when the update does come out, we're gonna have a couple of more videos and things like that, but not about to waste any of you guys' time. Let's go ahead and hop into the InZOI update because there's a ton of stuff to talk about. All right, so we are in game, and as you can see, I do have the playtest build because the canvas is not able to be activated. But if you go over here, and as we can see on the left hand side, we have a brand new menu. As you can see, we have the amazing mod menu. Now I'm going to give you guys a dedicated video on modding and how to install mods and things like that. So we're going to talk about that later, but as of right now, we're going to go in and we're going to talk about all of the things that have been added, all of the features. So let's go ahead and hop into the character studio and go ahead and show you guys what things have been added that are new as far as hairstyles and outfits. All right, so first things first, this is actually one of the brand new hairstyles that we're able to get in the game. Also included in, we also have a brand new top, a brand new skirt, and also some new shoes as well. One thing about the InZOI team, I will say they do pay a lot of attention to the hair details. In the meeting that we did have, they did address about how long it does take to add in hairs, and they said it takes about a month to add in a couple of hairstyles. So I can tell these hairs are very closely crafted, just like we had in the other hair update that we had. These hairs are very detailed. But if we go over to face and we go over to hair, we're going to go ahead and see some of the other new hairstyles that were added. So we also have this hairstyle here. As you can see, it does look very good, looks very high quality. If we go over here, we also have the different hair colors as well. Each of these hairs, of course, have different swatches and things that you're able to choose from. If we go over here, we also have this hairstyle as well. This actually looks very good. Like I said, the detail is absolutely insane. If we go black here, we can see this. Now I do wish we had an option with this without the butterflies, but as of right now though, I really do like the style. And you can see here goes the other hairstyle. These have highlights as well, so just to show you how much stuff is actually added into InZOI as far as layers. You have the base color and also highlights for some of these hairstyles. You also have this hairstyle right here. As you can see, if we go over, you can of course change the different swatches, and like I said, these hairstyles are extremely high quality. I really do love how these hairstyles look. Like I said, they take a lot of time creating these hairstyles, but you can tell that these just look so much like highly detailed, and they look nice. You can see like each individual strand. It's a very cool thing to see just how good these hairstyles look, and I can't wait and see the potential of modders using these hairstyles and using some of these layers and seeing what all can be added in, which looks very cool. Now going over to the male ZOI, you can see the two trend twists. We also have a brand new outerwear. Also we have new shorts as well. We also have brand new shoes. This also looks really cool. Now a very cool thing about this update, as you can see, I have my headphones resting on my neck. Now if we go over and I go over to headpieces, I can see this is a headpiece, and now we have the ability to use the gizmos to adjust where we want this to be. So if I remove this and I put this on, initially this was on his head, so you can now use the gizmos. You can turn this off and turn this on here if you want to see or remove it, and now you can pull these down and you can also rotate these, and now you're able to put it around his neck. I'm gonna make sure it's not clipping in the back, so you just pull this up, tilt this down, and then boom, now you have the headphones resting on his neck. And you can also change the different colors as well. I'm going to remove the gizmos, but you can also change the colors as well, which is actually very cool. And this feature is for pretty much about everything in this accessories category as far as what you can put in your ZOI's face. So if I click this, you can see the gizmos are on, so I can move this around if I want to and kind of add that, which is actually very cool. One thing that I do wish though, if we did have, especially in this accessories category as far as earrings and stuff, that the gizmos is placed a little bit higher so we can see the actual thing. But you know, you can turn this off and turn this on, but I do wish it was a little bit higher on accessories because it's just completely like I can't see the earring. But of course you can just click it off, click it, you can move it a little bit, and then of course when you move it, it does take off the thing. So you know, I do wish it was a little bit smaller though so I can see, but it's also not that big of a deal. But if we go over the outfits, we have this very cool outfit which looks very cool. I actually really do like how this outfit looks. I love the layering, I love the textures, I love how this is. And also, if I remove his outerwear, these are athletic shorts. And one thing that I really wanted was athletic shorts, because we didn't have any athletic shorts at all, but now we do. So this is a great addition that is able to be added in. Now, there was a ton of stuff added in as far as gameplay, so we're going to go ahead and hop in the game so you guys can see everything that was added as far as gameplay, features, details. I'm trying to cover as much as I can because it's so much stuff, y'all. All right, so we are in game, and as you can see, the game looks absolutely phenomenal. It looks great. Now, before we start any gameplay features or anything, let's go to the options menu, because there's a lot of stuff that they added in the options menu that I'm actually very excited to show you guys. So if we go over to simulation, now we got a couple of new things that have been added in. Number one, dynamic body weight and dynamic muscle. So when it comes to InZOI, you are now able to have your Zoi gain and lose weight. So the more food that you eat without working out, the more that you gain weight, and then you can also lose that weight as well. Also, now we have maximum idle family capacity. What this says is adjust the maximum number of idle families that can be added to a city. Added families are families that have not moved into a property. Adding more family idols may cause memory issues and increase loading time. So now you're able to create Zois and put them in the idle family category, and they can now appear in your city. So I'm very excited about this feature, because now save files can now have a whole bunch of brand new Zois, and you can change the complete dynamic of the world. Now you also have auto generate family player schedules. Now this allows or prevents player family schedules from being automatically generated. Does not affect certain schedule items such as those related to school, workplaces, or fires, which is actually very cool. If we go over to screen, you are now able to change the different UI sizes. So if we go over and I click medium, you guys seen what it looks like. So if I go over to click medium, now as you can see, it looks a lot bigger and it's a lot to see on the screen. I have a 4K monitor, so I like my UI to be small because, you know, I want to see more of the gameplay and a little bit less of the UI, but of course you can move the UI around and stuff if you guys did not know that as well. Also, there's a new category for mods, so now you can turn on and turn off mods as well. As we can see, we got Manzor. He has on some of the shoes and the shorts and the pants. He has that LA vibe, but the reason why I chose this household is because InZOI now has cheats. As you've seen in the intro of this video, they also added a ton of new build mode items as well. So if we go upstairs, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. They have new beds and couches. They have said that they have added well over 175 new build mode items in the game. So there are tons of different build mode items that are now able to be placed in the game. As you can see, we have different beds with different bed frames, and it's a ton of new details and new stuff that have been added into this brand new update. But like I said, there are now cheats in InZOI, and I'm going to go ahead and go over some of these cheats so you guys can see what all the game has to offer and what all these cheats have in store. First things first, you see his needs. Now all of his needs are not maxed out: his hunger, his hygiene, his sleep, his bathroom. So I'm going to go over to the sidecat menu and make sure you have enable cheats enabled. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn it on, and it says enabling cheats may prevent certain features from functioning properly. You want to click enable, and now cheats are now enabled. So if I press Ctrl+Shift+C, I'm able to open up the cheat menu. I'm able to type in a cheat. So the first cheat I'm going to type in is set needs full. Now I'm gonna set needs full, and now as you can see, all of his needs are full and everything is now filled up. But if you want to do an individual one, you can go over. I'm going to go to Aaliyah Blake. I'm gonna click the play button, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna type in set needs full. She's over here making beats, which is hilarious. I'm gonna go over to what needs to be fixed. So her hunger. So type in hunger, and now her hunger is now full. So as you can see, you're now able to change and fix the Zoi's needs with the cheat menu, and it's also a ton of stuff that you can do. So because I do have the early build of the game, some cheats do not work as far as skills. So certain skills work and certain skills don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and type in the skills cheat so you guys can see it working for the ones that do. But I did address to the devs that some of the skills, if you type them in, they will give you an error that they don't work. So hopefully they get this fixed for you guys before the official update comes out. So let's go ahead and type in a skills cheat so you guys can see one of these skills is filling up to max. So if you type in set skill level, go to the certain skill that you want. So I'm going to type in housework, and I'm going to type in 10. And now that you can see, I did the set skill level housework 10 cheat applied, and now the housework is max level 10. So now when it's time to clean up the house, you can go ahead and click clean, and now you're able, even though she hates cleaning, she has maxed out skills. But this is an example so you guys can see. Now if we go over and we clean, now she's able to hurry up and clean these items very quickly. I'm going to try to speed up so she can Hurry up and clean. Now, of course, InZOI is still in early access, so things like mopping the grass is something that still happens, which I do hope that they fix. But as you can see, now cleaning is max level 10. She hates cleaning though, so I'm not gonna ruin that too much. Now, one of my favorite cheats in this game, right? We got the skills, we got the hunger, but there's going to be an entire cheat sheet for skills. If you go over Control-Shift-C, if you click over here, you can see the view cheat guide. So there's a cheat guide, so you guys are able to see these cheat guides. But I want to show you guys another cheat. All right, so one of my favorite cheats to run is the relationship cheats. Now, I do have the early build of this cheat, so some of these cheats still do not work. So I tried to do the love one, but it didn't work. But I'm still going to show you guys how to do this cheat with the friendship bar or the business bar. What you want to do is, the first thing that you want to do is you want to get the cheat that you want, right? So this is a cheat that we want. Set relationship, ZOI ID value, and relationship ID. Now, ZOI IDs have to get pulled up by a separate command in order for you to know the ID of the ZOI. So if we go over and we delete this, you want to type in show ZOI info, and then you want to type in true. Now with this cheat, it pulls up the entity ID and the location of that ZOI. Now, in order to do a relationship cheat with a certain ZOI, you have to have that one ZOI that you want to use selected. So we got Luther Moore here. He's the one that's selected, and we want to have the relationship with Alexia Blake. So type in Control V. So we see her ZOI ID, and it is 14732. This is her entity ID. The next thing is value. So we want the value to be, let's do 50, right? We're going to do half so you guys can see not only half works, and we're going to do 100 to kind of change it. Then we're going to relationship ID. So the relationship IDs are at the bottom right hand side. So you got friendship, business, love, and family. So we want to type in friendship. I'm going to highlight this and copy it just in case I'm going to use it again, and we'll type in enter. Now it says set relationship 1473250 has been applied, and as you can see, it has this friend bar that's able to be added. Let's say we want to do the same thing for business. I'm going to go Control V so I can keep it. I'm going to go over to business, type in enter, and as you can see, now the business cheat has applied. Now let's say you want to max out the friendship of you and that ZOI. I'm gonna go ahead and go to this friendship. I'm gonna type in 100, and now it goes to BFF, and that cheat works. But unfortunately, the love does not work for me in this build. But like I said, I'm going to address it to the devs so they can have this fixed and updated for you guys when the official update does launch. Because if I hit enter, it says failed to apply set relationship 14732. Don't know why that is, but it is not working right now. But hopefully it is fixed and done for you guys when you guys are able to play this build. But there is one cheat that completely changes the feel and the aspect of the game that I absolutely have been asking for, and it has been in the game. So a round of applause for the InZOI team for adding this in. And this is one of my favorite cheats in InZOI history right now. You know what I'm saying? They got a small history, but this is one of my favorite cheats, and I'm so glad that they added this in. All right, so we are in the lounge, and as you can see, this is the regular lounge. Now you're like, what are you about to show us now? One thing that I do not like about InZOI sometimes is some places feel very flat. Now I did add a feature where you can now go into build mode and change how lights cast shadows, because initially InZOI does not have shadow casting because it does come at a cost for performance. So you have to manually turn on some of those shadow lights in order for your game to look even better. And it's all up to you if you want to have that feature added in so you can save performance or whatever the case may be. But one of my favorite features, and I'm so glad that they added this in, is the ability to be able to edit lots in the world. So if I go and if I pause the game, I'm going to open up the cheat menu, and the cheat I want to type in is edit all site spacebar true. Now edit all site cheat is enabled, and this menu opens up, and I'm now able to edit the public property in the theme studio. So if I click the edit property tab right here, I'm now able to edit the lounge. Yes, now I can click all of these lights. I'm going to click don't show again to enable shadow casted lighting, and I can now turn on all of the shadow casted lights in this venue to make it look even better as far as being able to show these lightings on these ZOIs. Now, not only can I turn all of these shadow casted lights on, now I'm able to add in some brand new couches to completely change the vibe of the lounge and make it whatever I want it to be. One thing is, you have to be careful when it comes to changing some of these things in the lots, because some of these lots do have workplaces and areas. I prefer not to really change these. I mean, this already looks really good, so I don't necessarily want to change that. But when it comes to coming inside of this lounge, I'm glad that I'm now able to go in and edit this lounge as much as I want to give it whatever look that I want. And also, I can now have shadow casted lights. So if I go over and I pull this all the way to nighttime, now lights cast shadows inside of this lounge because it did not have it before. So now if I go over and I go back and I click my ZOI, now as you can see, the shadow cast are now on his face and this lounge looks even better. Now of course I'm using an RTX 5090, the top of the line graphics card right now. So of course you turning on every single shadow casted light is a little bit overkill. As you can see, you can't really see anything when you're doing shadow casted lights, that you're changing the shadow cast of the lights correctly so you're able to see your ZOIs, because sometimes, you know, changing the shadow casted lights can make this game look very dark. So you have to kind of plan it out. But even if I do have to plan it out, I'm actually very glad that I'm able to now have this added in the game. As you can see, it's a completely brand new couch right here, and I'm able to now relax and chill on the couch, and this is absolutely like perfect. Like, this is something that I've always wanted in InZOI, is the ability to be able to change the lots and tweak it. So now I can go in and change this lot. You can also do it for all the other lots like Cafe Mar and everything else, and now you're able to really create the world that you want in InZOI and really make the game look even better and a lot more fun. And of course, we also have the normal cheats as well, like Control-C. If I type in add money, I can give him a whole bunch of money. Like, I can give him a ton of money. He has now over $11 million in the game. They have added in a ton of amazing and great features in this game. Now, it's so much stuff in this update, right? So InZOI also added a ton of new gameplay features. So one of the gameplay features, I'm gonna go ahead and go over to Alexia Blake. I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the mom. One of the gameplay features that you're able to do is now you're able to adopt a child in InZOI. So if I go over and I click over to computer and I go to general action, you can go over and you can adopt a child, or you can create a child with medical help. Not only did they add the ability to adopt a child and create a child with medical help, they've also completely removed the fact that you had to get married first before you had a child. Now you're able to have a child in InZOI without being married to somebody, and you can now go in and adopt a child. So if I go over and I click adopt a child, I'm going to go here, adopt a child. I'm gonna go ahead and go sit down, and as you can see, it has the menu and the screen of like all the stuff here. Like, the small attention to details is actually really cool. As you can see, the adopt menu comes up and it's going to say checking for available children. Now all of these kids pop up. Now financial status says eligible, and if we highlight this, it says adoption agencies check financial status of families looking to adopt a child. Minimum funds required $5,000 or 5,000 meow. You can now go in, you can select whatever ZOI that you want. So if I go in, let's do Todd Irwin. Let's do Todd Irwin. We're going to click OK. Adopt Todd Irwin. Adoptions cannot be reserved, and you click adopt. And now, as you can see, a menu pops up and it says adopted a child. Alexia Blake just welcomed a little angel into the world. Let's go greet the newest, most adorable member of the family. You can change his name, give the child a name. We're going to change the last name to Blake because that is the last name of their child. And then I don't know what his first name was. We're going to go in Felix Blake. As you can see, now it has a menu that says bringing your child home, and your child has arrived. Hello, Alexia Blake. Thank you for adopting a child through our agency. We're thrilled that you have given them a wonderful name, and we're confident they will bring joy to your family. We look forward to seeing you. Oh, the menu removed. I ain't even got time to open the menu. So I can see house information, and it has notifications. Alexia Blake just became a parent to Felix Blake, and as you can see, she automatically goes over and welcomes the child. So as you can see, the child is coming through the door. He walks in, and as you can see, there's a brand new addition to the family, just like that, at a click of a button, and they have like their little interaction. So as you can see, she gives him a hug, and that's all nice. Look at that. This is sweet. This is really cool. Of course, it doesn't have no audio, which is very awkward. I hope they add in some audio from this. But now, as you can see, we got the kid. Let's talk about favorite paintings and see if the Okay, the audio does work, so they do need to add that in. You know, we got a new addition to the family, which is very, very, very cool. As you can see, they're talking, they're chatting it up. Oh, they didn't hit it off from the friendship category, which is very, very interesting. But that is one of the very cool features about InZOI that they added in. Now, another thing that they added in is the ability to have teen romance in the game. They also have now increased the ability for your neighbors to be able to come visit you and have issues in X, Y, and Z. So a noisy neighbor has just complained. We're going to snap back even harder. This is going to be interesting. I actually want to see what's going on here. As you can see, there's a neighbor right here. That's how it's going to be. My neighbor. Unfounded accusations are filling me with rage, especially because it feels like they're in no position to judge orders. Select greet visitor to invite the guest inside. So as you can see now, if we go in, we're going to click greet visitor. And because there was a negative interaction, there's going to be a negative greeting. So you can have either good or negative greetings before we go over and, you know, showcase some of that team. Why did she just walk in the house? Nobody said you could just walk in. You got to get greeted at the door. But there's a little argument going on. But another feature before we go over to the teen romance is another cheat is you're also able to edit. I'm glad that she's here. You're also able to edit ZOIs in the world. So I'm gonna show this to y'all real quick, which is actually another cheat. Didn't expect it to be here, but I'm glad it is. If we go over show ZOI info true, type in enter, we get the ZOI ID, and then all you do is type in custom ZOI and then enter the ZOI ID. So it is 14697. You click enter and it opens up the InZOI menu and you're able to now edit the ZOI, which is actually a very cool cheat in this game as well. Just wanted to showcase that to you guys. There's tons of cheats. I cannot go over every single cheat in the game, but just showing you guys the cheats that intrigue me the most. This is actually a very cool cheat, and I'm glad that they added this in the game, because now not only are you able to add in ZOIs and put them in the idle family and they still show up in the world, you can also change the ZOIs. So now the creativity is there. You're now able to just edit anybody and tweak the world exactly how you want it. All right, so pivoting over to our ZOI. Now, as you can see, we are outside of high school and school is out. It's 5 o'clock right now. You got all these ZOIs here. Now, this is a great way to showcase to you guys the teen romance system. So if I go over, let's see what girl we want to talk to. So let's go over here. We're going to go to Grace Campbell. I'm gonna greet with fluttering heart. And as you can see, if we go over here and we sit down, let's see if the greeting with fluttering heart, let's see if it works. So he's gonna sit down. Let's see. He's talking to her, and that one didn't work. Let's try this one. See, he's gonna flirt, and as you can see, it's not working. So this is a very interesting thing that I was having an issue with when I was playing with Don Lothario, but it goes to show one thing. So it has this issue to where your ZOI has a different preference than what's chosen. So if I want the ZOI to be straight, I was not able to change my ZOI to be straight unless I completely remade that ZOI. But now you're able to, if I click this ZOI right here, you're also able to do this with any ZOI. So if I go over to style yourself, I'm going to go to the style yourself menu. Now what you're now able to do is at any point in time you can change and set the gender identity. So as you can see, it says attracted to male, but in the create a ZOI menu I had it to attracted to female. So sometimes the game might change and edit that and tweak that as much as you want. Now you can enable both of these, or you can enable one of these. Now I want this ZOI to be straight, but you can also make it, you may make this ZOI attracted to male, or you can also make them attracted to both if you want to. A very cool feature that they added in, whatever you set in this menu, it would completely change how the world interacts. So if your ZOI is attracted to male, now all of the other males in the world will be able to have that flirty interaction. But if you also change it to female, it'll also do that as well. Now him being able to flirt with her will actually work, and we'll get more options. So if I go compliment outfit, so now if he does this flirty interaction and he talks to her and they flirt, it now works and it now fixed. So now that issue is able to be tweaked and changed immediately at the click of a button. Go over here. Now you can change attraction. Let's do male. We go over, we click complete. So now that I changed this identity, if you click, and we're just gonna do greet lovingly to make sure that you guys can see that it does work. And as you can see, it does the greet lovingly thing. And now it does work. So it changes based off of what you select. So that's very interesting to see. Now if I click over here and I go over and I switch it back to attracted to female. We go back over, we click complete, and you can also select both if you want to have a little bit more freedom. We'll go over here and we'll do another flirty interaction. Let's do compliment picture uploaded on social media. And I really do love how these ZOIs, they're all in a group, which is actually very cool. That, you know, like, it feels like school. It feels like, you know, everybody's meeting up outside in front of the yard after school. It's pretty cool. The realism and the immersion in this game is starting to cook. But as you can see, once you change these, they now work based off of how you kind of tweak and edit and change them to fit whatever you want for your ZOI, which is actually very cool. As you can see, I do wish that they still fix that LOD issue. If we pan over here, all the chairs disappear still, and also if we pan over here, this works. So I'm gonna go ahead and have him head home because I want to show you guys another very cool feature. And why not showcase this feature with one of the teen ZOIs, because this is what teens do all the time. So now we're at the house, and I want to showcase you guys one of the coolest features that you're able to do inside of InZOI, and it's going to be expanded on and added on in the future. But this is what teens do all the time. They text each other, and what you can do in this game is you're now able to text your ZOI. So if I go over to contacts and let's see the girl that we met, right? So the ZOI that we want to talk to, I'm gonna go over to relationships. If I remember correctly, her name is Grace Campbell, because that's the one with the romance bar right here. So if I go over and I click the phone and I go to contacts and I go to Grace Campbell, you can now text and send a message. So if I go over to send message, offer a friendly greeting, let's say hey first, offer a friendly greeting. When we're together, I feel like everything is going to be just fine, which is a very strong way to interact. But I'm also going to text Raylan Morris as well. I'm gonna ask about their day. Hands up if you want to hang out. So let's see. Let's hope they don't leave him on red. It's gonna be very interesting if they do. And as you can see, a couple of minutes later, so they don't text back immediately. You're gonna have to wait a little bit to get a little response. But if you go over and we open to the phone, as you can see, Grace texted us first, and it says, "I'm honored to have such a good friend." And he says, "Having a friend like you makes my life shine so much brighter," which is very cool. And you're now also to schedule items. So let's say we want the ZOI to come over, right? You can also change the different places. You go to the beach playground, Cafe Mar, Muscle Beach, the outdoor gym. I don't know if we're able to tweak these and add these a little bit more and like have some more lots, but these are the lots that are on for right now. Back to see when should we meet. We're gonna invite her over. Are you busy today? Just wanted to see if you'd be okay meeting up at the address around 8 p.m. Let me know if that works for you. Now they don't text immediately. He's over here making music, catching the vibe, chilling. As you can see, I'm going to speed up the time and see if she does respond, because you actually have to wait for text, which is like, you know what I'm saying? Why is she not texting me back fast enough? What's going on? I'm gonna speed up some time a little bit more. Let's see if she responds. Let's see. I'm gonna close the phone out. Have him make these, and boom, there we go. So boom, and it says great, that works for me too. And boom, as you can see, I'm gonna cancel this schedule item because I don't know why this schedule item still pops up. As I was speeding up the time, we got another message, and we got a message from Raylan Morris. And we also mentioned that, hey, hands up if you want to hang up right now. And she said not in the mood right now. So this is interesting. Each different ZOI might have different responses to the text. He said, okay, well, I understand. That's interesting. There's gonna be some people that take too long to text you, or they won't agree with everything that you do, which is very cool. And I'm very glad that they added this in. So in the middle of me waiting for his friend to pull up, the house is on fire. Don't know what's going on here. A whole bunch of chaos going on. But as y'all can see, you can see some of the stuff. Put out the fire. Put out the fire. What are you doing? Put the fire out. Oh my gosh. This game can be very chaotic, and a lot of stuff can happen. But as y'all can see, that is some of the updates for InZOI. Now there are tons and tons of brand new added features and a whole bunch of stuff that I have not covered, but you guys will be able to see the patch notes when this does come out. I want to say thank you to Crafton and thank you to the InZOI team for me being able to actually preview this update early. Of course, I'm going to go in and tell them and address them some of the features and some of the things that I do want to get fixed and added with this update, because there are some things that don't work, as you've seen in the video, that you're going to have to go in and tweak and edit a little bit in order for the game to work properly. But this is another step in the right direction. There's a lot of stuff that we want to be added in the game. There's a lot of fixes, a lot of changes, and it seems like now they've really been locked in and adding the things that we want. Not only did we get more creative ZOI items and also build more items, we got gameplay changes like same-sex relationships. So now that is available for everyone. Now everybody is able to tweak and change the world dynamic at the click of a couple of buttons. We also have cheats. We also have gameplay fixes and improvements. This is a step in the right direction, and I'm actually very excited to be able to play this game now. Now we can have cheats and change things and edit things. Now it feels more like a life simulation experience, and I'm very glad that they added this in for us. Let me know down below how you guys feel about the update once it comes out. Let me know how you guys feel about the video in general, and also because that we have gotten this update, I am now able to do a little bit more and actually have a series for you guys. I know I've been saying that, but I've been waiting for changes and added improvements and fixes. So let me know down below some storyline ideas and X, Y, and Z. But that is the InZOI update. Let me know down below how you guys are feeling, and make sure y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe button down below if you want more content from me. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you guys are able to see these videos first and early. And yeah, might have something a little special for the most consistent first commenter. I don't know, but I appreciate y'all. New World out.